the world navigates shifting trade dynamics, rising inflation, technological disruption, and evolving economic alliances, Nigeria is undergoing its own transformation driven by infrastructure development, digital innovation, trade facilitation, and targeted efforts to stabilize inflation and drive growth. Now, each episode of Business 24 delivers expert analyses, emerging market trends, and actionable insights to help you stay ahead in today's increasingly complex and competitive business landscape. Well, on today's program, we will explore Nigeria's share value chain and its potential in niche global markets. Also on the lineup, a look at export matters and the countries where Nigeria is gaining significant traction. Let's dive into today's discussion and explore how businesses can not just survive, but thrive. Welcome to Business 24. I am Comfort Amodu.
Welcome to Next Hub, the Nigerian Exporters Hub, a forum for different individuals to meet for the purpose of international trade.
At NextUp, the Nigerian Exporters Hub, we simply demystify export, guiding you through the rudiment in exportation. So what are you waiting for?
In Next Hub, you get to receive special training on what to export, how to export, where to export, and not only that, we give you market access for you to export all your exportable agro-commodities to China and other Far East region.
All you have to do is to visit our website at www.nigerianexportershub.com. Registration is completely free, but for you to be a part of Next Up, all you have to do is to subscribe. And we have 5 membership plans, and each of these membership plans covers for your training on how to export, what to export, where to export, and whom to export to. And that's not just all. With this subscription plan, you can also be able to export different containers in a year. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Come and connect with us today, and let's take your export journey to the next level.
Nigeria is regarded as the world's largest producer of shea nuts, with the global shea butter market projected to reach about $5.2 billion by 2030. The country stands to earn up to $700 million annually through value-added processing and exports. To stay on this growth trajectory, government bodies and key players in the share value chain are working to enhance Nigerians' market share through better processing, quality control, and strategic partnerships. This report by Alika Opanachi Arua highlights the strategic efforts by industry stakeholders and development partners to strengthen Nigerian share value chain and boost national production capacity.
Nigeria produces more than 370,000 metric tons of shea annually, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria and Oilseeds Association of Nigeria. Currently, the global demand for shea is estimated to grow from about $10 billion to more than $30 billion per annum. With women at the base of the value chain, there is a growing call and demand to create market opportunities. Considerable effort is through the development of shea tree value chain towards harnessing the value chain of the natural resource under the framework of the Shea Integrated Global Foundation.
Not talking about potential in 2025, but really looking at increased exports, increased linkages to the European Union, increased linkages regionally, more processing here in the country, more value added, more certified products.
NEPC, our mandate is to develop products. So in developing products, we leverage on our set operating offices in the 36 states of the nation to create awareness, capacity building. So there are a lot of training going on. We have a processing center in Shaki. We have also in different states. So we leverage on our state operating offices to train them on good agricultural practices, what they need to do. We get women together. They also have clusters. So we train them, teach them what they need to do, how they need to process it in a way that makes sense. And then we also find ways of aggregating. So the cluster will make sense because you have women, in this sector, in this shea sector, it's usually a lot of women that do the picking of the shea nuts. So through those clusters, we'll train them, we'll make them aware of what they need to know, and then we empower them. That's also job creation and poverty alleviation.
With the collective action by key players to harness the shea tree value chain, industry players are adopting measures to tap the opportunities, including preserving the shea trees.
Years back, the confectioners agreed that 5% of shea should be in chocolates, and most of these confectionaries, I think Hershey's, started adding shea to their chocolate currently. And so we're looking at not just for the cosmetic industry, but we're looking at the confectionery industry where we're talking of $1 billion investment in there. So with our communities having share, if we have enough communities that will buy into this and have a collective number of sponsors, we'll be able to get even more villages. We have a marketing strategy where export strategy where we're trying to enter into this market, like the European market, where we're looking at all the bases and seeing that we're positioned to get in there. And once we go in there, what it means is that the shea butter is now a premium product, and so we're going to sell at a premium price, and our village continues to thrive.
Shea is so hard to get from the nuts, and imagine those women have to break the nuts themselves with their hand. They have to boil, they have to, you can imagine the process. Where the world is a world of technology now, what we really want to do is to see how we can promote the made in Nigeria product.
Pure, unrefined from the source. No mixture, no preservative, no chemicals, nothing. Just pure raw from the source.
There are also renewed efforts and strategies to sustain processing of shea nuts into shea butter for both domestic and export markets on a large scale for foreign exchange revenue stream and job opportunities. With Business 24, Alika Opanachi, Arua.
I tell you, the value chain of shea butter is quite huge, and there's a whole lot the country can gain from it. That's according to research. And I've been following up on some of the developments around the shea butter value chain, and I can tell you confidently that I've seen a whole lot. Well, Nigeria's export sector is experiencing renewed momentum with growing efforts to diversify the economy through agriculture, manufacturing, and solid minerals. And that's beyond the traditional reliance on crude oil. Now, this broader export base is vital to boosting foreign exchange earnings. And up next, we'll look at the strategies being adopted by the Nigerian Exporters Hub next up to promote made in Nigerian goods and services, especially targeting new markets in China and Far East. Navigating the complexities of international trade involves overcoming challenges such as meeting global standards, managing logistics, and addressing infrastructure and financing gaps. For many Nigerian producers, these barriers limit their access to global markets. To change this narrative, Victor Ayemere, Group Managing Director, Zinab Group, is transforming Nigeria's export sector through the Nigerian Exporters Hub, Next Hub. The platform is designed to provide local producers with essential tools and support, simplifying the export process and enhancing their ability to compete on the global stage.
We were able to move commodities like cassiatura and mica, the solid mineral side, to China, and of course sesame seed also. We are looking at Chad, we're looking at Benin Republic. We're trying to cover the very neighboring countries first before we start moving to countries such as Kenya and any other one, South Africa, various countries within the African continent. So we are very sure we will do all that we have to do to make sure we make it a success. And for us, again, we, the Nigerian Exporters Hub, we work together. And it's actually to see how to make the dream of the federal government to see how most of the commodities that we see in Nigeria is being pushed to other countries, how to materialize that. That is why we set up that. And we are working together to see how we can not only be the one to export as an organization, Sina Food, but also have Mr. Mohammed, Shikira, Aisha, John Boo, and every other person join us.
The Nigerian Exporters Hub is set to change the game by streamlining export operations, offering services like trade facilitation, market research and logistics support, focused on integrating technology and improving logistics towards making the export process more efficient for Nigerian producers.
What NextUp has successfully done is to have a kind of templates. And the template is like, for example, you want to export sesame seed under us, under our watch. We advise on where to source because we understand that market very well. We engage that you properly source with the right moisture, with the right content, and clean properly.
It's now easier because for us to now connect these exporters to these commodity traders. So it's making it very easy for these commodity traders to actually be able to sell their wares faster. And of course, the market channel has now widened that the exporters, because majorly we have our warehouse in China and we know the commodity that is allowed in that region. So based on that, they already know what they want. And we already have all these traders, we already know them. So it's easier for us to connect them together.
People trading in commodities or farming get, one digit loan. And we are talking with the Bank of Industry, we are talking with the Bank of Agri, we are talking with Nexim, we are engaging everywhere, agreeing Afrexim, we are agreeing after on how to support, because scaling up production is the number one thing you need to do if you want to take advantage of the world. We can produce everything, we have the comparative ability to produce virtually everything.
One of Next Hub's core objectives is to guide local producers through the complexities of international markets by offering training programs, workshops, and consultations that help producers improve product quality, packaging, and certification processes to meet the expectation of global buyers.
You have signed up, you want to export, but yes, you need to know the basics. We have export novice, we have intermediaries, and then we have the experts. Most times the experts will come to tell you, I am not interested in your trainings. I just want to export. But then it is different when you have been exporting to Kenya, for example, or you've been exporting to the US, and then you want to export to China now. So we really would always encourage them to know the rudiments of exporting through our routes, which is China and the Far East. So we take them on those basic trainings virtually. There are seminars, there are webinars, the NextUp Academy is something that we are cooking. Hopefully in this year, 2025, is going to be launched and it's going to be really, really big.
Additionally, NextHub provides invaluable market intelligence, helping producers and entrepreneurs identify target markets, understand product demand, and develop effective strategies for marketing their products internationally.
We saw the knowledge gap, and we also saw that information is key. You might have the funds and don't know how to do or what to do, and that's why we prime ourselves on how to tell you how do you export, what do you export, where to export, and support you in getting verified by, especially if you want to enter China, we are there. And apart from that, we're also engaging on talent hunts in various areas, including soccer, including entertainment, including music. We want to do a lot of things, even IT. We are putting ourselves in so many places to ensure that the Nigerian youths have the best of it from us. terms of export of services.
What we guarantee is when your goods get there, you certainly will have the money that you have invested in.
NextHub's commitment to empowering Nigerian producers and connecting them with global markets is a pivotal step in transforming Nigeria's export sector by overcoming infrastructure gaps, financial constraints, and compliance challenges. NextHub plays a crucial role in driving economic growth and positioning Nigeria for a competitive edge in the global market. While entrepreneurs are increasingly becoming key drivers in expanding Nigerians' footprint in global markets, and with more local businesses entering the export space, the country's non-oil export potential continues to rise. I know you want to know what it takes to get into export business. Here's what you need to know.
Export in Nigeria is one of the best things that can happen to this country. Right now, is either we export or we perish. Export is a value chain. It comes with empowerment, and the area we are concentrating on is not commodity export. We are working on added value, where we buy the raw material from the rural, process it so that our products will be in the shelves. It is not acceptable as a country for us to be exporting only commodity. If you look at what we have done in export, if you look at it, you have all the big stars there, but the added value, and these are the ones that goes down there to create employment, do a lot of things, and even showcase all the natural resources that we have as a country. I'm into processing of shea butter. Nigeria has the highest kernels in the world. Let me give you an example. My shea butter, because I use steaming method, my moisture content is 000. Why the international? I'm a biochemist. That's why I'm doing all this. So while the international is less than 1%. So we have this standard we have is combination of international, Africa all together. So it's the right thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That standard is from the analysis they ran from our product, and they now say, this is the only level of moisture, this is the only level of impurities that is acceptable. So it's international standard, so it covers everybody. So it has nothing to do with US. What they are asking for is, if you are bringing food and cosmetics, you must have food and drug, certification. So that means the consultant would have visited your factory and know that where you're producing this thing, they can consume it and without it harming them. Our first export that came with a lot of challenges, that was 3 years ago. We had 61 exporters had their products in finished products, and different lines of commodities, about 401. That was the first one that had challenges, informal, we went through a lot. Then we came down to see what we needed to do. As a group, we have two major focus. One is to export formally. Most of the states are not exporting formally. An informal export is like you're cheating yourself. You just pack things, you move, it's not showing on record. You say, I'm exporting. It's not showing. We go for training, they tell us so many sweet things. We cannot assess it because we are not formal exporters. That's one. Then we also have other bilateral opportunities like AGOA. We have our FDA consultant that check all the certification into the US market. We have different certification according to the entry market you want to get into. But we're focusing on US, UK, and maybe Canada for now, and Europe. We have other strategic partners that we have, even NEPC, SMIDAN, customs, all, we have to be on the same page because we need one another for us to achieve it. The key, major key for you to succeed in doing your export is having the right logistic partner. The documentation must be right. Logistic company that is ready to work with exporters for added value. Because when you're exporting commodity, you have only one product. So you can, what's this, you put up the documents very easy. But when you want to export added value, like you have some people, they have different ingredients in their product, and you have to give the HS code, product code. When our goods got to Chicago, some people sent gift items, and the customs started to demand for the wood certificate. I said, what is wood certificate? I have to go back to our quarantine, and then they said, yes, they have wood certificate. But because we had our quarantine certificate for everything, we had in fact, we are the first to use the US visa apparel stamp. The apparel stamp is the stamp they give to when you're exporting fashion and all that. And we are the first to use it, and the visa stamp recorded 001, 002. So right now, I can say if the government or the agencies involved can pick up this group. Okay, this container that got to Chicago 3 weeks ago, we were about 25 of us. And the container worth of the products about $300,000. Okay, if this group, we can export 5 containers in a year, how much would that bring? That will bring $1.something million forex into the country. I mean, there's no better way to move this country forward than what we are doing. What I would say is that we are here. We have a structure that is working. All you need to come, don't bring your own. Let's use the one that is working. We are free. The platform is free. Nobody is paying anything. And for our government, we're about 80%. Like our off-takers, the reports we are getting is our packaging. Our quality, we have gotten it right because the raw materials are from here. So if you process it the right way, so packaging, that little push of 20% funding can do a lot. And the ones that are coming up, each one, we have a lot of mentors. So if you're in cosmetics, you have somebody that is mentoring you. If you're in food, you have somebody in our team. And I tell you, very soon, we will be counting dollars.
All right, I'm sure you learned a lot from those expert analyses and advice there, and I'm sure you're going to put it to use. Well, that's it on Business 24 for today. From the vast opportunities in Nigerians' share value chain to renewed efforts at expanding our export footprint, particularly in non-oil sectors and emerging markets like China and the Far East. It's clear that strategic value addition and trade diversification are essential for sustainable economic growth. And as entrepreneurs and institutions take bold steps to reposition Nigeria in the global markets, the path forward lies in the innovation, quality, production, and smart trade partnerships. I'm Comfort and Model. Until next time, keep making smart business moves.